Robot Damashii Banshee. Hey, what's up again, everybody? It's Robert, 184, 2Rs2Bs, Gundam Reviews.net. Happy today to be bringing you a look at this Robot Damashii Banshee from Gundam Unicorn. Whenever you've got a good guy in white, why not bring out an adversary? And that's exactly what they've done to great effect. This was originally a May 2012 release. Side mobile suit, and from the Robot Spirits, this is our number 117. He retails for 4,200 yen, but you can get this and so much more great stuff for even less from the good folks at HobbyLink Japan. Now, similar to the approach with the high grade line there, the master grade for Gunpla is going to be transforming between Unicorn and Destroy mode here, but the high grades aren't, so that means they've just got more possibilities of selling more, and the exact same thing is going to be applying to the Robot Damashii, as you can get Unicorn mode, Destroy mode, Banshee Norn, and of course we're going to be getting a friendly version sometime in this green future. A box tour should always start with the right side, the best side here, as they look fantastic if you keep them on your bookshelf. Don't forget you can check out reviews of all of them, including the Unicorn Gundam in his full armor mode. But to the back, where we get to see the Golden Lion. Of course, this is going to be playing into the Unicorn mythos there, but more importantly, he's just going to be looking pretty cool thanks to that gold color there. The red and the green on the inside of the Unicorn is good, but gold somehow just seems to take it up a notch. The dark coloring is going to be looking pretty sharp, and you can see here that he's got the pink beams attached in there with a little bit of white frosting at the end. But I think this is going to be even cooler because they went with the original version of the OVA Banshee, not the novel version. As you can see, armed armor's all over the place there. It looks like the claws are going to be open, as we can see them in open and closed positions. You can also see them coming out for an angry punch, and you can go and take the BS there, which is always good for a laugh, and put it in an up and down and open position. So what do you get inside the box? Well, you're going to slide it out, and besides the manual and a gray piece on the bottom. And inside the box, there's some good stuff there. The first thing you'll notice is the double V-fins and all the regular tools and goodies that a Unicorn Gundam should have there. He's got a shield, the bazooka, the beam magnum, lots of extra manipulators down there, and extra ammo, beam sabers, and you're going to have attachment points there. The backpack is not attached there, but you're going to get the version of the BS for the armed armor, but you're also going to be getting the VN there, one open and one closed. So barely posed out of the box here. I've got to say that this guy's looking pretty sharp, and that's just for a simple reason. I really like the dark navy blue there that they chose, and more importantly, the black is just going to, the gold on the inside is just going to be popping. If you built the high grade or the master grade, the clear orange can definitely come across as a little bit lacking. It's even worth picking up a can of spray paint and just spraying the inside of the HG or the MG if you want to do that. However, with the toy being pre-assembled, it's going to be a lot harder if you want to paint it up yourself, but they've saved you the trouble, because this guy looks good. As you can see, with all the paint apps in all the right places on the upper body. So for articulation, well, the front skirts are going to be moving independently, the leg will come up, and check out this knee bend, 90, and yeah, no more. And you'll notice that this part is just going to stay locked in place. OMG, how I wish you worked. Now over for the side skirts here, you can see that these will pop up a fair distance, so you can get almost full splits. You won't get more than that though. And the ankles themselves, even though they've got this part around them, are still going to do a good job of moving side to side. The toes will come completely down, and they'll move all right forward and back. And for the waist, you can rotate it, although it's going to be a little bit tight at the beginning. You can move him for a great ab crunch forward, a little bit back, side to side. Well, not really there, and it doesn't want to stay anyway, even if you do move it a millimeter or so. The shoulders, you can see how they pop out there a little bit. You can also push them back in, and they are going to go up like this, but then everything else is as you'd expect. A nice rotation there, and for the elbow, you're going to get about a 135, so that's not bad. Plus, remember that these are going to be bending down. It's good to have lots of weapon choices, although some of them are going to be just a little bit strange here, but the beam magnum is looking good as it's not just one color of gray. You can actually see the ammo rounds looking good in there. This part's going to be opening up, and remember that you can attach it on in a few different places. The shield also looks good with a little bit of gray poking through down there. It's a little bit strange though that you don't need it to transform, because when he's in destroy mode, you're always going to want to have this open. You can see that this is just going to open up. You move it down to the lower position, and once you've done that, it's time to expose the insides, which again are a nice shade of gold. For size comparison, here he is next to the regular Unicorn Gundam in his Unicorn mode before he puts on all of his full armor. He's still got a little bit on there. But you can see that the head heights or the horn heights is going to be about the same, but this guy's just going to be a lot more bulked out, as he should be when he's ready to destroy. Here he is next to his high-grade Universal Century counterpart, except this, again, is going to be in Unicorn mode and the Norn version there. So he's going to have a modified beam magnum there, and you can also notice that the proportions are quite different. His feet are going to be even bigger, even though he is actually still in his smaller of the two modes. And then when you throw on that massive shield, the HG is going to be looking a fair chunk bigger. And like with like, in terms of MS and mode here, it's the Destroy mode for the Banshee. This is going to be the high-grade Universal Century. It is not right out of the box, though. Everything that was clear orange, I just went over with some gold paint before actually assembling it. But I think it's interesting to see the size difference there, that the high-grade Universal Century, even if you want to omit the armed armors, which are going to be adding a lot more bulk, and he will be getting in just a moment, the V-fin is going to have a lot more heft to it, and just the overall body is going to be looking pretty big. However, in terms of the richness of colors, I'd have to say that this one, even compared to the painting one, is going to be holding up well. And if you want to talk about monster UC suits here, how about Char Aznable Sazabi from Char's Counterattack? A monster in real life, well, fictional life, and also a monster toy here for Robot Damashii, but the Banshee, in terms of height, is going to be holding his own. For the down-the-barrel pose, he's going to be doing well when you're trying to maneuver that lower body. It's just going to go where you want it to, and you've also got some movability at the bottom of the feet, which is going to be stacking up. The shield looks great open, and looking down the barrel is going to be okay, but that shoulder mobility is just going to be a little bit awkward up here. It feels somewhat limited. And that's because it decided just to pop off there for a moment. If you want to bring the beam magnum across the other way, though, that's going to be showing off even more gold there from the shield. And it's looking good that things are painted so well on the inside and the outside and rotating around. Again, you're just going to be seeing that gold pouring through everywhere. The bazooka comes across as being a little bit oversized, and that's never a bad thing for cartooniness there. You can detach it there in the middle, and so far with the shoulder, it's getting past the curse of gunpla bazookas where they never seem to quite want to cooperate. This one is doing the job. And he should have had his backpack added on, as the beam sabers are going to add a little bit more physical size to him. But overall, it's still going to be great play value there, as you can put the beam magnum on the back, the bazooka can go on the back, and you're also going to have those extra rounds. You've got 2 for the magnum and 1 for the bazooka. The beam sabers are going to be looking good with their frosted goodness down there at the bottom, and you're still going to have 2 to plug in back there, and 2 additional ones, and remember that you can bring this forward and attach it on. And the contrast with the pink and white against the otherwise dark body there is going to be looking pretty good. You do have custom grips there that are going to be just the right size to get the beam sabers inside, and the open dynamic hands are going to be a lot of fun, and they're easy to swap off, as always with Robot Damashiis. But the OVA Banshee is all about the armed armors, especially if you play Gundam vs. Gundam here. Here you've got the BS, so you can see that it'll fold up there. You've got some nice little gray parts, and if you go for the stretch position, you can also, let's see, slide that forward, and that's going to be revealing gold in a couple places on each side. And maybe it's looking a gift horse in the mouth, but because this guy doesn't transform, it doesn't seem like you would need the 2 different versions. This one's going to be looking very simple. It's just a simple molded piece of plastic there. No articulation. You could go line it up, but there's no signs of the gold inside. Until you get to this one, and I'd say that this one is looking absolutely fantastic. You can see that the claws are going to open up there, and they're going to be moving in and out, not side to side though, so that's a little bit disappointing. Nonetheless, it looks like the whole panel there can wiggle around. Lots of gold, angry teeth. Yes, this lion definitely has some claws. And in their folded up mode, which would be much more appropriate for a unicorn mode here for the Banshee, they're going to be looking, well, I'm just going to say, okay, this one, the VN is going to be looking a little bit cheap there. You've got to use a closed up fist, and this one being folded up is not going to have any of the grandeur that it's about to. Because this is why people are going to be buying the OVA version of the Banshee in whichever line you're talking about here. The VN is looking great, all the gray joints, and they're going to be moving pretty well. A little bit disappointing that they don't have more independence there. But the BS as well, you're going to be seeing those little gold paint apps. They're definitely paying off. As an already menacing character looks even more so. And now for some final thoughts. I've got to say right off the hop, I'm really impressed with this guy for a couple reasons. The main one just being the colors. I think they absolutely nailed the gold and the dark blue color that makes up this kit. And it's a really pleasant surprise. Most of the focus you'd think would be on the armed armors, but they're still going to be giving you all of the old mainstays like a well-designed bazooka, a good beam magnum, Very easy here just to open up the bottom and put the hands in. They give you lots of different hands to hold all the weapons. The beam sabers, they don't chintz, they give you 4 of them. They look great in the pink and the frosted. 2 V-fins if you are going to go ahead and break one. And they're going to be throwing in little bonuses like this one folded up. And the shield is going to be transformable as well. You're probably going to want to always have it out. But again, they're giving you more options, not less, and that's always a good thing. How about the main armed armors? I think they look fantastic. Both the VN and the BS there. They're going to open easily, they're going to bend easily, they're going to look good. And when you combine that with some solid posability for the actual kit itself, if you wanted to have him jumping out of a plane in the sky and ready to jump down on a unicorn, whichever mode he's in and whoever he's fighting, I think it's a kind of scene that's easy to recreate. Gatlings not being there notwithstanding, it's still just a lot of fun, and this is definitely one of the top robot Damashiis I'd say so far. So looking good up in the air, down on the ground, what do you think, everybody, compared to other versions of the Unicorn in high-grade Universal Century or in Robot Damashii? Are there more that you want to pick up, and what do you think about future releases? Would love to hear your thoughts, and don't forget to go to GundamReviews.net and vote to like or dislike this toy so that other people can get a numeric answer as to how you feel about it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and stick around for lots more news, reviews, and everything else you can use. See ya! I had an evil-looking blue Gundam for a while, too. Really should have held on to it.